Do the intro.
Hi, everyone.
Stop. You gotta give me some time to cut into it.
Oh.
Okay. 5, 4.
Hi, everyone. This is Nikita, and
Will.
with Say How You Feel Custom T-shirts. Today, we're going to show you how to make these shirts. Well, actually, you'll probably only see one of them made, but at the end of the day,
It's still two.
it's still two shirts.
They get
so
the point.
You'll get yeah. So come back.
See you soon.
Hello, how are you? This is Nikita with Say How You Feel Custom T-shirts, and today I'm going to show you how to build your design in Silhouette. So we're doing T-shirts, and these are going to be used for us. We're going to wear them, but we're going to be advertising with them. For Valentine's Day. So it's January right now, and Valentine's Day is next month. So we are starting to come up with things to do for Valentine's Day. And this is one of the things that we're going to do for couples. So I'm going to do a shirt, and it's going to say Power Couple and then Powered by God. So what I'm going to do now is do the lettering. There aren't any pictures or anything on this one. It's just the words. So I know what fonts I'm going to use. I'm going to use Impact font for the Power Couple, and then Dancing Script for the Powered by God. So let us start. This is what I usually do when I go into Silhouette. I just go ahead and type everything out, and then I go back and I do the fonts and size them the way that I want them to be sized. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to, and this is going to be all caps for the first two words. So it's Power Couple. So that's one. I'm not going to do a enter and then do couple. I'm going to do them on separate lines. So I can backspace it out. I'm going to hit the A again for the letter, and then put couple, if I can spell it correctly. Okay, and then I'm going to do Power by God, which is going to be at the bottom. And this is one line. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this down because we're going to make them bigger. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and do the fonts that I want, and then I'll size it. Because what I found out is that if I go ahead and size it and then do the font, and you may know this, you may not, but what I've noticed is that if you size it, then do your font, it changes the size based off of the font that you use, right? So we're going to use Impact font, which is just Impact, for the Power and the Couple. So highlight that. Let's do Impact. Okay. And then the Power by God is going to be Dancing Script, which I hope is on this laptop. Or I hope that it's in the, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's start over. Okay. So let's highlight that again. My apologies. This is what I wanted. Okay. It is. There we go. So, and actually this is not supposed to be all caps. So let's go back. I don't want that to be all caps. I actually want that to be a mix. There we go. I want that to be the font it's supposed to be. Okay, so now we have this is what the shirt is going to be. That's it. But now we have to put it together. So this is going to be, we're going to do a length of 9 or somewhere in there. Okay. Okay. So we're going to do a length of 9 for this. Somewhere in there. I think that's about good. Okay. Um, and then we're going to do this at 4 or somewhere in there. Okay. That's good. And the reason why I'm doing it like this, the length being 4, you can do it like 5 or 6, but the reason why I'm doing it 4 is because there is so many words, basically. I mean, so many words, because you have power, you have couple, then the power by God, and then one more thing I'm going to put at the bottom, but I'll go ahead and type that out. I'm going to put the scripture for this, which is Mark 10:9. And it reads, if you'd like to know, it says, therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate. So that's the power couple. So that's Mark 10:9. So I'm going to go ahead and type that out. And I actually think I may leave that's Arial. I think I may leave that Arial. Well, no, we'll go ahead and do the impact font for that too. So it won't be so many fonts. We'll leave it. Let me see how it looks first. I don't know. We may change that, but while let's do this. So I'm not gonna do this one 9. I'm going to do this one 8, and I'll show you why in just a moment. Okay, it's a little bit more than 8 spot on. Okay, that's good. But I am gonna try to get it to we're gonna do the 4 with it. And as you can see the numbers, you see that it's not exactly 4, and that's fine. But this is the reason why I'm going to do this one for 8 instead of 9, because this is not going to be stacked like letter for letter. It's not going to be lined up. So I'm going to put this one at the O, because this is a part. Doing it like this, pushing it over some like this is a part of the design element. A lot of times when people ask you for a shirt, they don't know, they know what they want on the shirt, but they don't know how they want it to look as far as the lettering and then as far as the design of the shirt. So when it's just words, don't just do a shirt and just have the word stacked, unless that's how they want it. Try to do something with it so it'll be sort of a flare. And then the power by God is going to be about the length of the 2 words. Move it over just, yeah. I don't want to stretch it too far. And then we're going to do this about 3. Because I don't want it to be the same as the power couple, but I don't want it to be so small that you can't see it. So we're going to do, I think that's big enough. Now the Mark 10:9, it doesn't have to be big. And I don't think I like this font, but I think about right there is good. I think the 3 is good, because you don't want the Mark 10:9 to overpower the rest of it, but you want people to be able to see it. So we will do this one about 2.5 maybe, or as close to it as we can. There we go. I think that's good. We'll stretch it out just a little bit more, but not too much, because I don't want it to be so big. Because sometimes, you do the shirt, you don't want it to look like it's just a bunch of stuff on the shirt. So I think this is good. I'm satisfied with the way that it looks. With the size, it's 4 by 9. Yeah, 4.1, but whatever. It's 4 by 9 for the power. 4 by 8 for the couple. Because again, if I make it 9, this part is going to go back over to the P, and I don't want that. I want it to be like this, or more. So I don't want this part to be too far over, and then it cuts off the end of the E, because we are stacking it. Now I could just go ahead and put it over here and then stretch it out, and then when I do it on the shirt, put it over. But I like it like it is. Plus I want to see basically how it's going to look before you cut it out. Okay, and then I like to see it how it's going to be. So, and that's 3 by 10, and I think that's a good enough size because again, you don't want it necessarily to be the same size, but you want it to be big enough. So we can make it just a little bit bigger, but I don't want it to be okay. And then the Mark 10 9, I think I'm satisfied with that. Okay, so now that we've got all of that, now what we're going to do is weld it. Okay, we're going to weld this Power by God. This script is dancing script. So if you can see, and you can't see my finger pointing, but if you can see here that I have with the hand, see how the O loops onto the W, then the W loops onto the E, and then the R to the E, and the E to the D, and then so forth and so on. Well, if you don't weld it, when you cut it, those little parts like right here, with this O and the W, that is going to cut. And when I mean cut, it's going to cut. So when you begin to weed it after you've cut your vinyl, that's going to be a piece that you could weed out. And of course, you don't want that because you want the letters to be connected. Even if you don't weed that out, you will see the connection. So you don't want to see that when you cut it. So what you do is you right click and you weld it. So when you welded it, you can even see it right now. You see it took out those little parts. So now the letters are connected. So we're going to go ahead and flip this. We're going to flip horizontally these. And I could have done this one. No, I couldn't have. I'm doing it right. Flip horizontally. And we're going to flip horizontally. And the reason why I'm doing it like this. Okay. And we're going to flip horizontal. And alrighty then. It did not like what I did. Okay, so I welded it before I flipped it. So if I flipped it before I welded it, then I could have. But at any rate, so what happened was I did the weld before I flipped it. So you have to weld it and group it so that it all stays together. So when you flip it, it'll flip together. So let's go back and let's redo that. Let's go back so we can. Okay, so it's welded together. So we're going to highlight it because we didn't go all the way back. So we're going to highlight it. Okay, so this time it caught the by because before it didn't catch the by. But we're going to group it. So you see the boxes are gone. So now it's welded and it's grouped. So now we're going to flip it. There you go. Okay, and so the mark, we're going to flip it. So now why are we flipping it? So we're flipping it so that when we cut it, it will cut. We're doing a mirror image because when you cut it, this is how it's going to cut out. That's how you want it to cut. So that when you lay the vinyl back down on the shirt, you can actually read it left to right the way that you're supposed to. Right now it's right to left because this is how it's going to cut. If you get ready to cut your vinyl and you can read what it's saying from left to right, and this is heat transfer vinyl, it's for your t-shirt or your hoodie or your bib or whatever it is that you're doing, and you can read it, you've done it wrong. You should not be able to read it left to right on your screen when you're looking at it before you cut it. If you're using vinyl for a mug or cup or whatever and you can read it, you're supposed to be able to. It's supposed to read left to right because it cuts on top. The heat transfer vinyl, you're going to cut it basically on the back. You're not going to cut it on the plastic side. You're going to cut it on the back of it. So you should be reading it. It should be mirrored. So you shouldn't be able to read it left to right. Okay? So this is our design. We've got our letter. We have the impact font. We have the dancing script. Then we have the impact font again for the scripture. We've got it sized the way that we want it sized. So now what we're going to do is go over to the silhouette and we're going to cut our design. So what can you see?
Everything.
Okay. Now that we
Hold on.
Hi, so we're back. So now that we have built our design and silhouette, what I've done is I've broken it up. So I'm doing 2 shirts, okay? So since I'm doing 2 shirts, I'm gonna maximize the vinyl. So this is what I'm gonna do to maximize the vinyl. What I've done is I've taken out couple and marked 10-9 because it's not gonna be the same color as the Power and Powered by God. So I have some rose gold vinyl that I've already loaded into the Silhouette. I've taken the word power that I'd already typed out, I copied it, and I pasted it. When you do the copy and paste, it should paste back the same size as what you copied, right? That's what you're copying it for. So that means that the power is the same size. I don't have to resize it or anything. I don't have to redo the font. And then the Powered by God is the exact same thing. I copied what I'd already typed and I pasted it. So now they're stacked on top of each other. And then because these are going to be the same color on the shirt, they're going to be rose gold. So that's why I did that. So I built it in Silhouette so I could see how it's going to look. So I could get it the size that I wanted to have and the font that I wanted. So now I've taken those things out, the couple and the Mark 10 as I said, because they're going to be white. So I've already loaded my vinyl. So now I'm going to hit send. It's at the speed and the force that I want, and it's at 10, which is fine because this vinyl, the rose gold vinyl, is just a regular vinyl. It's not glitter flake or anything, so it doesn't have to be a heavy pressure. And then I'm going to hit send again because, like I said, everything that all the settings are good.
One, two.
All right, so now all the vinyl is cut. So now we're ready to press our shirt. So I have the first shirt loaded onto the heat press. So before you press your shirts, this is what I do. You don't have to do this, but you should do step 2 of this, but you don't have to do step 1 if you don't want to. I just do this because. But and I've already done it, but we have lint rollers here at the store and at home because we do also t-shirts at home. You should lint roll your shirt. Okay, PSA, when you do pictures on your shirts, and this may not be everybody, right, but it's just still like a little handy tip, especially when you do pictures on your shirts. If you don't lint roll your shirt before you put that picture, the transfer down, even if you're doing like a pocket logo and you've cut it down, even if you've trimmed it and whatever, you should lint roll, because if you don't, that lint is going to show up through that transfer. I know this because I've seen it. So I suggest that you lint roll it. Also, if you lint roll it, you get off any dirt and any lint that may keep the vinyl from possibly adhering. So I think you should always do that, especially if you have t-shirts that you have in stock that you're using and you don't always go over them with the lint roll. Just every once in a while you'll have built up lint, dirt, and whatnot. So you should do that. PSA. Now, step 2 of this is, of course, you want to preheat it. 1, to get wrinkles out, and 2, to get any moisture out that may have built up in the shirt. Sometimes you'll see steam coming up when you do this. So I don't lock it. I don't lock it. I just hold it down for a little while just to get that heat on it, and there you go. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put, because it's broken up into pieces, right? So I'm going to put the whole design on the shirt, then I'm going to heat press it. So the first word is power, and we're going to put it, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, and you can't see me doing this, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to do my 3 fingers. So I'm going to pull it down some. I'm going to do my 3 fingers down to be sure. Okay, so here's the power, and I've got it over. So I've got it over a little. I'm going to put it right there, okay? And then I have my couple, which goes here. And I think I want to pull the couple up a little bit, but I can't because of the vinyl. Not the vinyl, but the carrier. So I'm going to trim it as close as I can to the letters without cutting the letters. And I'm going to get as much as I can on here. I like to do that just to go ahead and have it all pressed, because sometimes you don't want to repress and depending on what the okay, so there we go. Okay, and then here's couple, and I'm going to trim this just a little bit too, because as you see, I had already cut it down, but I just want to get it just a little bit closer. Okay, and E almost got chopped off, y'all. Okay. Okay. Okay, that looks straight. Okay, and then we have powered by. And so I need to trim it some more too. And then this rose gold is Caesar Easy Weed. And then the Mark 10-9. And I hesitated for a reason because I'm not going to be able to press this on here. I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to, I'm trying to see if I like it. Alright, I need this power by the power couple part is fine. I'm going to move this up a little bit so it won't be down so low. I'm trying to decide. Uh-oh, here we go. See, sometimes while you're doing the shirt, and this is a personal shirt, so, but sometimes you figure out, I like this. So, and I'm going to put this right here because it's not going to keep the other. Make sure that M is actually on the shirt. Okay. So I'm going to ask my audience what they think.
Family.
Okay. I actually like this. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and press it. So here we got a power couple. I still was able to stagger it. I could have done it longer, but I didn't want to do it too long because I don't like when it's all across. Some people do, but I don't. And then the power binding, okay. But you don't want it to look real little either. But I like the length that it is. It's a good length. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna do it. Oh, the heat press is set at 377 for 8 seconds. Okay. So now, oh, hold on. I just laid the Teflon sheet on top of my other pieces. Still not good because it's hot. So now let's peel. Okay. 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 All right, there we go. So this is our first shirt. And then I'm going to do it one more time, but I'm only going to do it for 4 seconds. And I do it again just to be sure. You just want to be sure that the vinyl is really in the shirt. It's adhered to the shirt really good. So that's why I'm going to do it again. Okay. So one more time. I'm going to do it for 4 or 5 seconds. Okay. Okay. And there you have it. So this is, oh, that is hot. So this is shirt number 1 of 2. I really like it. I really like this rose gold too. I think we're going to get some more of this because I really like it. The color. I really like this color. But I think it turned out really good. So, as I said, this is shirt 1 of 2. So this is a shirt that someone can wear outside of Valentine's Day, but this is just an idea for you of what you can do for couples for Valentine's Day. So I hope that you enjoyed the video from the beginning where we did the design in Silhouette to the end. So remember, this is Say How You Feel custom t-shirts and soap shop. We would love for you to like the video, subscribe, and be sure that you hit the little bell so that you can get notifications of when we put more videos up. We would love for you to share the video, and we would we would really love, that's what I'm trying to say, we would really love for you to leave a comment. If you have any questions or want to say, hey, I think you could do this and it'd be better, we don't mind. Share what you want, share your comments, share any information that you may have or any recommendations. So until next time, remember to say how you feel.